that point, I was already a music video model. And I was hugely recognizable because I'd already done Big Pimpin' by Jay-Z, Shake It Fast, Mystical and Pharrell, Cher Shayla Ghost, Ghostface Killer, Wu-Tang, Thong Song Remix by Sisqó. I was already hugely recognizable at this point. The one caveat is that I will say is that my father passed away when I was 15, almost 16 years old, and that I grew up really fast because of that. You know, the rose-colored lenses come off when your father, he was basically like my superhero and my first boyfriend. You know, I looked towards him to tell me how to expect men to treat me. He passes away, and I watched his health disintegrate over the course of years. So he went from being this big, strong, strapping man, big, huge, you know, barrel-chested, big arms, big hands, man, until he was this frail being on life support in a hospital bed, and it's stuck with me for life. At times it's been really difficult to deal with, but it forced me to grow up really, really quickly. Your innocence is gone, you know, and my father, when he passed away, he left some debt, and my mom had to basically sink or swim. And so I felt like I would be a burden on my mother if I asked her for anything. But as a teenager, you want to ask your parent, I need these pair of red jeans, I need these sneakers, I need this, I need that. No, I went and got a job. Actually, I'd already been working since I was 11 years old. I remember I wanted a pair of red jeans, and my father was like, you got champagne taste on a beer income, sweetheart, you better go get a job. He was so West Indian. And so I did. So I'd been working since I was 11 years old. I don't know how it was legal. Somehow, some way, we made it happen. But I made sure that I was a contributing member to my own household, and at least not a financial burden to my mom. So I contributed to grocery purchases, phone bills, and then, you know, and bought myself my own clothes, school supplies, and whatever else it is that I needed. So that's just what I mean, that when, you know, a parent dies, you're forced to grow up very, very fast. You just are. You can't bury your head in the sand like an ostrich. I moved to New York. I took time off of school and I moved to New York, and New York got me like Ike got Tina. You know what I mean? It was a total abusive relationship. I loved New York. Oh, it was amazing, you know. I loved living by my wits, and I was hugely recognizable because I'd already done Big Pimpin' by Jay-Z, Shake It Fast, Mystical and Pharrell, Cher Shayla Ghost, Ghostface Killer, Wu-Tang, Thong Song Remix by Sisqó. I was already hugely recognizable at this point, you know. So when dudes found out that you could get a drink poured by the girl in these videos at such and such bar or club, they used to flock from like Philly, Pittsburgh, Connecticut, all over, you know, the Northeast. I made really good money bartending and cocktail waitressing, really, really, really good. And so I was basically, you know, moonlighting as a cocktail waitress and a bartender at night, but during the day, modeling, you know, and for men's magazines and calendars and stuff. And then eventually, the demand was so great that I felt like it was okay to quit bartending and cocktail waitressing, that I could make a go out of it, that I could create my own product, slapping my image on it, and be the businesswoman behind that, rather than somebody telling me, oh, Melissa, we want to hire you for this project. We want to do this. No. I was at the helm of my own ship. Pamela Anderson, Carmen Electra, they were creating their own product. They were putting their image on calendars. They had posters. Whatever they could slap their image on, they did. No woman of color seemed to be doing that. And I was like, why can't I be Pamela Anderson? I dare anybody to say this, challenge me on this. Every girl who did it afterwards realized how to do it because I did it. You know, everybody else was waiting for permission, and I never did. I was like, I can do this on my own. I started to realize the concept of supply and demand really, really quickly because of music videos. When I wasn't available, I said no. And these music video directors with their humongous egos, God bless them, I love them all, but they could not believe that a girl was saying no to them. I was like, no, I got priorities. And the video, I don't give a fuck about Mobb Deep and Nas in the South Pacific. I got shit to do, you know? And so what that did was that created a demand for me, unbeknownst to me. It was not my intention. But then when I realized, when I say no, I get more. No. I said no, 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 all the time. And I got whatever I wanted when I would say no. They were like, okay, well, what do you want? Now we can talk. You know? So I just learned the concept of supply and demand really quickly. That's the best part of life, is like, you have a plan and God laughs, you know? I have a brand that I'm developing right now. It's kind of related to the t-shirt that you're seeing right now. Podcast, the whole nine. But I mean, Lord only knows what the universe has in store for me. I can keep pushing in this direction. But at the end of the day, the thing about my life that gives me the most pleasure, that strengthens my sense of self, and makes me feel the best is traveling and meeting people from far off lands and just absorbing myself in their culture just so I can get a better understanding of who they are. That's what makes me feel really, really, really good and makes me feel purposeful. So in 5 years from now, I'll probably have traveled to at least 20 more countries, at least. My passport will be full. Hey, what's up? I'm Melissa Ford, and I am my come up.